We are live. Welcome. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, because we have all of them watching us. It's such an honor to receive Sarah and Nyengerai on this Women's Empowerment Series. This is a Women Empowerment Series that we host every week to inspire women and to showcase amazing leaders, women, female leaders from all around the world who are doing an incredible work in making a real impact for their community and around them. So, welcome, Sarah. It's such an honor to invite you
Thank
and to
you.
welcome you today. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. And thank you for the invitation.
Wow. So Sarah Nguere is an educator, an author, a writer, and also a book reviewer connecting from Harare, Zimbabwe. And I feel so honored and delighted to welcome you, beautiful Sarah. Thank you for joining us
Thank you.
and for being with us and sharing your beautiful story and the amazing work you are doing as an educator and also as a writer and also as a book reviewer. So, would you like to say a bit about yourself so that we have already people joining so that they meet you and they know who you are?
Okay. I am an educator, well, also what is known as an academic. I work for a university. I've had that job for about 11 years, Bindura University. Um, that's professionally what I do to earn a living, mainly. And then I'm also book reviewer and a writer, focusing on political, social, economic, and cultural issues that affect women and the girl child.
Mm.
So the majority of my articles are book reviews.
Okay,
Yes.
that's
So
amazing.
I think in
Mhm.
a nutshell, that's me.
That's beautiful. That's really nice. What brought you to that field of being an educator and book reviewer? How did you grow up? What
Okay.
is that love that made
Um,
you?
I fell into academics. Academic happened to me. It's not something that I intentionally went after. Um, I joined the sector, I left banking.
Mhm,
At that time, the banking industry wasn't doing so well in my country, and I'd been retrenched.
mhm.
And in order to remain employed at that time, I opted to join a university. Um, I had had previous work in research and training
Uh-huh.
and working as a tutor for a college. So when the opportunity came, I took it, and it's been 11 years since.
Wow.
Book reviewing came to me through my book club.
Okay. Mhm,
This is also about 7 years ago. I joined a book club. I was
mhm,
invited by a friend of mine from running club,
mhm.
and we were reading a particular book, uh, the name Uncertainty of Hope, written by a Zimbabwean author. And
Wow.
within that group, there was an editor of an online publication.
Mhm.
So she asked, "Would anyone like to review the books that we write
Yeah.
and read?" Sorry, and I thought, "Oh, okay, I'll I'll take it up." And
Very
that
good.
was 2017. So that's how it started. I started to review books that we read.
Mhm,
Then it led to books that I was reading.
mhm.
And I guess I've just joined several organizations after that, reviewing books. But, and interestingly, our book club reads books by female authors, African
Incredible.
female
That's good.
authors. So that's why I emphasize females and issues affecting women and the girl child, because our book club is strictly female writers.
Mm.
We've since moved from uh, outside of Africa uh, as we select books.
Amazing. I want to welcome some of the people joining us. Hi, Amina. Hi, Asif. You are here and on the Women Empowerment Series with our beautiful guests from Harare, Zimbabwe, Sarah Nyengerai. Do I pronounce it properly?
Uh, Take it
Nyengerai.
in threes. Nyengerai.
Nyengerai. Okay, and it is. It's wonderful, and particularly I want to thank you really, and I'm so grateful for really taking the time to review my book, which I wanted to talk about today, which is African Girl, African Women, and to see what was your impression and how it's a beautiful what you wrote about the book, and it just touched me so much that I want you to really come and discuss and talk about it and how you see it, as you an educator working with women, working with girls, and reading all those women authors, female authors. Mm. Tell me.
Well, I enjoyed the book. I really did. I reviewed it for African Fact.
Mm-hmm.
This is an online by
Okay.
Good Governance Africa.
Okay.
So I was commissioned to propose a book. Sometimes I'm given a book to review, and sometimes I'm commissioned. So the editors wrote to me and said our theme for October to December, because it's a quarterly publication,
Okay.
is the girl child. So I
Okay.
started digging for books, and
Wow.
then
Mm-hmm.
I came across yours. I was searching. It took quite some time to find a book, and I read just a bit about it, and I said, well, this is the book I'm proposing.
Mm-hmm.
And the editor has to agree.
Mm-hmm.
She agreed, then I got reading. So I read it, then reviewed it.
Wow.
And it was in line with the theme, October being also centered on the girl child. So
Mm-hmm.
yes, that's how we came to choose the book. The book
That's
spoke to me.
incredible. Uh-huh. I love
The
that.
book is extremely relevant from a personal and professional level.
Mm-hmm.
I think personally, I could see how the formative years of a girl child influence where she
Absolutely.
ends up in life, the choices
Exactly.
she makes,
Mm-hmm.
um, the importance of mentors, the importance of understanding her environment from a physical perspective, and also what's affecting her mentally, mental health, psychological. It could be at home, in the school setup. So, and then obviously also there was a lot of pointers you discussed that I felt, okay, this could be applied in the education sector, because I
Yes.
am an academic. I
Mm-hmm.
teach.
Mm-hmm.
I teach students. And
Wow.
yeah, so that's and then of course what I found extremely wonderful was it's academic and it's motivational.
Yeah.
Um,
Mm.
so that play on both was really brilliant. And
Wow. Thank you for
and even
saying
if I'm to add from a personal perspective, there were issues that you addressed that I thought, oh, I possibly needed this when I was younger,
that.
um, to
Mm.
help me navigate career choices.
True.
And also
Mm.
just simply the fact that if you are going through something, um, you may not perform well in school. And it goes beyond, you may have everything in the home in terms of materially, but if you're dealing with bullying, that can affect your performance. And if you don't have a mentor or a teacher that's attentive
Mm.
to assist you and bring the best out of you, that can just affect your future life. Yeah.
Absolutely well said. Absolutely, Sarah. And you have a to say that we have a comment from Paris, Saida. Hello,
Oh,
Saida. Could be achieved that women empowerment could be achieved when there is no more violence against women. That's true, actually. It's true, and that's because it affects their mental health. And that's exactly what you were mentioning, Sarah, is often, women can be bullied, women can be harassed, women can face
Yes,
many circumstances and events that would affect her inside of her, and stay quiet about it until it really becomes very hurtful to her mental health and then her physical health. Yeah.
yes,
So
true.
yeah.
And yes, violence is real. I mean, look, you have an example of the Chibok girls, the 100
Mhm.
girls that were kidnapped in Nigeria. That
Mhm.
violence ranges from that. Um,
Mhm.
Violence could be just bullying within the school system, uh,
Mhm.
an environment at home that's not healthy, or just even within siblings. And I think you touched on that,
Mhm.
that the dynamic of relationships in the home can affect the decisions a girl makes.
Mhm. And they affect it, and if they're not aware of how they're letting their emotions take over, then it affects their career, it affects their
Yes,
performance, and it's
yes,
almost they use that to come and re-emphasize and reiterate that their worth is shrinking again and again. So, and it's, yeah, it can get very complicated. That's why emotional intelligence,
that's
mental strength is key for girls in Africa and all around the world, really, to be able to thrive, to be able to reach that success. I often in my work now, I emphasize a lot, and that's the objective of the book. It was really to encourage more girls and more women to go into STEM and technology and to become tech savvy, so that they can really use that for their future and for their professional life, to create companies, enterprises, to become entrepreneur, to succeed as an entrepreneur. But the key to all of that is being in an environment where they feel safe, you
mm,
know, they feel
yes,
secure,
yes,
and
yes.
and feeling safe and feeling secure make them strengthen their mental resilience. Do you see?
Mm, mm. I like the word resilience because it starts from choosing it and being able to verbally say you want to get into science without feeling you will get ostracized,
Hmm.
um, or discouraged, and then the resilience to continue uh, as you go through. And I think your book, not even I think, I know your book gave lots of examples. That's also
That's,
one thing I loved,
yeah, yeah,
examples of
yeah.
women
Mm.
championing in science and technology.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
yes, women that I did not know. I mean, especially in Africa, you're
yeah.
more aware of globally. For
Mm.
instance, the hidden figures. You know about those women, but to see African examples and also associations that assist women um,
Mm. There are so
who
many
want
of
to
them.
get into science. Yes, which I was also not aware of. Uh,
I'm so glad you mentioned that, Sarah, because I did. There are some examples that really are striking about women launching startups in Kenya, in
yes,
many in Malawi. I mentioned a
mhm,
lot of examples of tech startups launched by women,
yes,
and imagine if we use that more as examples. you know Girls will not see it so far away, to become an entrepreneur, to dream for a success, can be at home
hmm,
also. Yeah.
yeah, that's true. That's very true. Um, yes, the examples were so important, and then it's inspiring to see those examples and
Mm.
know that there are women who have gone before us and that have paved the way in science and just being unashamed of
Yeah.
making a career choice that is usually reserved for boys, or there's a phrase where you said, instead of just wrongly assuming that girls don't like science, girls don't like computers, um, that I thought was, relevant.
Yeah, I say that, and I brought a lot of examples about new toys today that are for girls and making them like instead of playing with dolls, they playing in setting up, an engineer instructor or a device, and it makes them
Yes.
feel that it's a field for them as well because at the end of the day is what you have given to your baby. You almost programmed him to be or her to be ready to feel to feel at home when she is with science or she is or not at home. Do you see? And
Yes, no, that's true. That's very true. I mean, and like you said, a love for phones could be the beginning of understanding programming and coding.
Mhm,
Um,
mhm.
Even a love for cooking, there's chemistry behind that. If you're into
Yes.
sport, that's
Mm,
physics. And
yeah,
you mentioned all this. So to just, it's not far-fetched because everyday examples can be applied to a love for STEM,
yeah.
what's considered
Mm.
hard and meant for boys.
Yeah, I love that. I love that examples because it shows you that you don't need to buy anything extra. Just make
No.
them realize that, being in the kitchen is you understand, fire, chemistry. That's what we do. Nature, plants,
Mm,
all of that.
exactly. Yeah,
Make you
exactly,
so
exactly.
sensitive to the science behind it instead of just looking at it from a superficial,
Yes.
standpoint. Yeah.
Mm.
And that triggers the curiosity. I think that's what it is really to be able to trigger curiosities in children. And it comes from how they are raised at home. It's really the environment at home. And educators, of course.
True. And also, not when the curiosity is developing, not to shut it down. Because I
Hmm.
find that in families, the curiosity is allowed when it's a boy. Then when
Hmm.
it's a girl, the curiosity is probably just nipped in the bud. And then that influences, like, or you shut her down when she's being curious about a car,
Hmm.
or being curious about computers, or
Or
anything that is.
planes, or how boats
Yes,
function. Yeah. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's to see that and allow it to blossom, as opposed to redirecting her um, to focus on getting married,
Looking at
which,
home. Yeah.
yeah,
Mm.
allow her to explore life and
Yeah.
options. Yeah.
And possibilities. It's really
Yeah.
possibilities. Uh, well, I think today, obviously, things have changed, right? Because with the digital era, I mean, you have children at 2, 3 years old, they have access to the iPad and to see what's happening in the world. As an educator, how have you seen the change happening this past 10 years? Do you see more girls interested in advanced technology, in science, than you used to see? More curious about it? More inclined to go towards it?
Yes,
Hmm.
yes, there seems to be a growth and
Hmm.
interest. Um, and obviously, because now everyone has a cell phone, so that's a device that everyone has access to. Um, the migration, even of television onto the internet, the
Hmm.
use of applications. Um, if you're doing anything, mostly it's online. If you're completing a form, um, we have certain apps we use to buy and sell goods, and this is all centered on technology. So there is a growth, and also a drive in within the country to promote STEM within girls. So there's definitely a change, more so because of exposure to gadgets.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the growth in, a child by the age that before they're one, they're watching something on YouTube, even if it's on their parents' phone. Then
Mm-hmm.
by the time they get to the age of 3, they have a tablet. Also, this depends on your background, but
Mm-hmm.
there's definitely an appreciation of technology because there is no home without a cell phone,
That's
and
true.
it, it's uh, it's a starting point to that exposure.
Mm. Yes, and also it's such a new uh, era that is opening, new generation of the digital era of wealth creation through the digital sphere. And once if
Definitely,
you, you understand and you can appreciate that early on, then you open a huge channel of possibilities for everyone. And so
definitely.
does it in universities, have they added more programs for that, for coding and for technology? How is it happening, like, so that they can, we can see more women into creating more startups? And I say that in the book is really that by looking at role models that are to get today successful in through their tech startups, and just gives more ideas and gives more courage for others to start and to try. um, do you
Yes,
have that
we
trend as well, your region? Yeah.
yes we've seen a growth in the hubs,
Hmm.
and I
Okay,
think
okay.
your book touches on that. There's growth on hubs.
Hmm.
There's a growth in digital marketing courses. We do have
Okay, okay.
universities that specialize in information technology, and courses within universities that are centered, if it's from certificate level, digital uh, marketing certificate, and they run together with entrepreneurship to help
Hmm.
students come up with ideas, and competitions are done. We hackathons as well have just
Hackathons, yeah,
started
sure.
within,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
within the
yeah.
country, and this is
Hmm.
to allow that generation of ideas for entrepreneurship.
Of
So
course, that's
there is growth. Universities are trying, I think, within not only Zimbabwe but Southern Africa and Africa as well,
hmm.
as you're aware of.
Yeah, I mean, the whole continent, I mean, is really, the whole continent is seeing such a big jump and a big move in the technology. In the book, I do speak about how, that move in telecom happened, big leap.
Mm.
And the similar one is now happening in the digital sphere with hubs, booming hackathons, artificial intelligence. Even here in
Mm.
Morocco, there is this hackathon for artificial intelligence, which is, I think, being launched soon in October, encouraging more thinking, more research in that, more collaboration, apply it to different fields. I mean, artificial intelligence is making, you know, uh, it's a huge impact on education, on the health sector, and on many sectors, which will
Yes, yes.
create. Mm,
Yes, your book, you did spend some time elaborating on the significance of artificial intelligence, and how
yeah,
it's changing the landscape
yeah. Mm.
of education or just technology.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, to me, and that's what I wanted to really show through the book, is that education, technology is not even a choice that you make. It's like
No.
you learn how to read, you learn how to code. It's just part of what are the basics today. If you want to be part of this digital era, it's not even maybe a choice, a luxury. No, this is literacy today. It's being able to use
That's true.
technology. Yeah,
Yes. We can't escape it. You can't escape it.
you can.
Like you said, it's not an option.
No, not anymore. It's not like, okay, you love literature and history and culture. That's wonderful. But technology is there. You love environment and the planet. Wonderful. And technology is there. You love
Mm.
literature, French, languages, English, and technology is there. It's like it's
Mm.
almost a tool you need to pursue anything you love pursuing. Mm.
That's true. That's true. Yes. And with the development of apps to do so many things, there's an app for almost
Anything.
everything now.
It's
So
true.
you it's that's the convenient way to do life now, applications.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
yeah,
That's very good. Yeah. But look at how nice. I mean, look at us now. I mean, you're from Harare, Zimbabwe. I'm in Rabat, Morocco. And,
I
we are,
know
live streaming in people connecting with us. I can see from all around the world, from Paris, from Pakistan, from everywhere. And it's just amazing, from the US, from Africa. And it's really, isn't that wonderful? It's like,
it is. It is.
mm,
And that's all thanks to technology. It separates us. It removes the time factor.
it
We
does.
we can be connected at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we can create so many ways to collaborate and to hold hands to really have a true impact for a better future,
Yes.
sustainability,
Yes.
and to share. I think that's what is even what's this series about, is really to share inspiring stories, and to show how many amazing women like you are doing so much to impact to the next generation. To it's true, to like, look at you. I mean, you found this book and you reviewed, and this book I gave so much love in it, because I really wanted, I wrote it to every girl, and you can see the dedication is really to every girl, because
Mm. Mm.
we go through some tough moments and difficulties in life, and it's almost like it's okay. We've done it. People have done it before. People have
Mm.
gone through it. People felt that they're so far away, yet they were able to connect to the biggest university, biggest institutions, biggest missions, because they had
Mm.
the drive for it. And
Yeah.
now what we're showing is that with the digital, nowhere is far. You're
No.
close to everything with a click. Mm.
Yes. That's true. That's very true. Yeah. That's very, very true. I love the cover of the book.
The cover is
Um,
beautiful. Yeah, that's beautiful, stunning women.
Captivating. It's
Yeah.
gorgeous. Yeah.
That's wonderful.
I,
What
I
I'm
I felt you did put your all into it, and again, each time I tell someone about the book, it's to say it's part academic and motivational, which is a unique way of having written. So it's inspiring, and then it gives hard facts.
Yes.
I like that balance.
Yeah. That's wonderful. I'm so glad. It's because, I worked after, let's say, 20 years of working hard, because that's what we grew up doing, on strategy, finance, and development, economics.
Mm.
I dedicating my every work now is really for women empowerment and to inspire them. So we launch different programs to help women become emotionally intelligent,
Mm.
become great leaders by creating wealth, understanding what are the energetics behind wealth creation, but also the planning and the strategy behind it, and how to make an impact. Because ultimately, empathy is what makes a leader a great leader, and being able to
Yes,
leave a footprint and a legacy behind. Yeah.
that's so true. And it's definitely a book that I will be referring to. There were a lot of strategies, as you say, covered in the book that I know, okay, this can be applied in the home, in school settings, at institutions. There is there's a lot of takeaways there beyond just offering knowledge and inspiring. They are what you would call action points.
Yeah.
It's
Action taken. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. And that's exactly it's like, and that's why my method and the work I do is around, it's called believe, act, and lead, because it's believe in yourself, in the possibilities, in what you want to create, and act on it by taking
mm,
actions, planning, strategy, taking actions
yeah,
also for your own alignment with what you believe and what you're thinking, so that you can become a leader, an empowered leader, and an inspiring
yes,
leader.
yes.
That's wonderful. Well, it has been such a blessing and a beautiful conversation. I enjoyed it very
Thank
much,
you
Sarah.
for the invite. So did
Thank you
I.
so
Thank you for the invite.
much.
Thank
And you're
you,
doing
Ken.
wonderful. I'm going to leave the link to your beautiful review. And if you have anything you would like to share, please let me know and I'll add the link here for people to know you.
Okay, all right.
Wonderful.
Um,
Sending you so much love,
yes.
Sarah.
Same to you. Thank you, and I hope to visit one day.
Oh, yes. Please come. Oh, yes. Absolutely. I'll
I,
be very honored to welcome you, my dear Sarah.
it's on my to-do list to visit
Wonderful.
Morocco.
Well, let's make it happen then. Okay.
Have a
Bye bye.
wonderful day, and thank you to my viewers.
Yes. Thank you to everyone who joined us today. It's just wonderful. These series are made for you and made thanks to you. And thank you, Sarah, for being such a beautiful guest for us today. Love
Thank
you. Love.
you.